Hey everybody, East Coast Reefer here. So, a bit of an update on the Fluval Evo Tank. It's been a few weeks now, I believe it's 3 weeks since I first filled it up in the how to start your first saltwater aquarium video. And if you're watching while you're listening, you're probably seeing a few things moving in there. I've started to build this tank up and it's coming along really quickly, actually, much quicker than I expected it to. One of the things I did was I moved some gravel over from my main tank, and it's a really minimal amount of gravel, just enough to cover the bottom, because I thought if we start to get some kind of ugly stage or dinos or algae build up, let's make it easy to spot. So I wanted some white gravel in there. And then I added a couple of pieces of live rock, and I thought, you know what, I don't want to just look at an empty tank, so I moved over some mushrooms and some GSP. But I also, as you can see, ordered some macroalgae. There's actually 5 types of macroalgae in there. Chato at the back, I'm kind of not counting. So four kind of decorative types. The first thing I then did was I bought 3 Nacerius snails and 3 Trochus snails. So there's one Nacerius here. There's another one in the gravel here. I can't see the other Nacerius, and I can't see any of the Trochus at the moment, but they'll be in there. And then I also added a male pipefish, which you can see over the back underneath that frag rack. So I added a male pipefish, and then at night I caught the female from my main tank and moved her over into the tank as well. And that is breeding project 1 going on in this tank at the moment. So I've put them both in there. There is tons and tons of copepods that I've added. I've been dosing phyto in the tank as well to make sure that the copepods are happy and breeding and multiplying. So they should be very happy in that tank. The second breeding project that I've got going on, I found all of my conch all huddled up or all collected together in one place in my tank, and I thought they'd found something to eat, but clearly they were having an orgy, because the next day when I went to move one of my frags, I noticed that there was an egg pouch in the gravel, which you can just about make it out here. So it starts there and goes along, and it's got all gravel stuck to it. It's just like a big jelly pouch thing. So I've dropped that in this tank as well, and we'll see what happens with that. Maybe we'll have a ton of baby conch and baby pipefish in the tank. Who knows? Probably not going to be that lucky, but you never know. So to make things a bit more interesting, I thought I'd do that. And I also added this black background. The pipefish were up against this black partition on the back constantly. So rather than have them there, I thought it maybe would chill them out a little bit more. They paired up pretty much straight away and have been swimming round together constantly for the last 4 days, 5 days. So, you know, they've got on really well straight away, which is a good sign. I was also speaking to someone who wanted some frags, and they had a new tank and they were worried about what frags they could put in. And it's a question I see quite frequently. You know, I need a mature tank before I can put LPS in. And I'm not entirely sure that's true. So you can see down the bottom here, there is a pink hammer coral. And on the frag rack at the back there is a blue stylophora, milky stylophora. And they've been in there for 3 days now. I'll keep an eye on them, and if anything looks untoward, I can move them back into the other tank. I thought it's another little experiment we can do with this tank. That's one of the things I really like with this concept of having the tank here as well, is I don't have to mess around with anything in my main tank. I can try most of my ideas out on this tank without interfering with all of the livestock and everything in the main tank. So what do you think is going to happen? Do you think that the conch will hatch and survive? Do you think I'll be able to bring them on to a stage where they actually look like conch, because they go through a stage where they actually swim? Do you think we're going to have any success with the pipefish? Maybe you've already had dealings with conch or pipefish and you've got some tips that you can help me out with and drop them in the comments. That would be fantastic. And I'll keep you posted. We'll carry on going with this experiment. Hopefully everything continues on the path it's on at the moment, because it all seems to be pretty happy. And we'll bring you an update in another few weeks. Thank you very much for watching to the end. If this is the kind of content that you like, please consider subscribing. It really helps me out. Also engaging in the videos, commenting, liking, sharing with people. All of these things really help, along with watching to the end. So please consider helping me out, and I'll see you in the next video.